Hello everyone. In today's presentation, we are going to talk about two parts. The first part is association rule mining. I did association rule mining on the dataset of Project1. Firstly, I created a company ID column in the Excel. When we use the company as a transaction, each company has a unique ID. After this, I created a line number column in Excel using the if function, which means the different job titles in the same company has a unique ID. After I got these two columns, I load them into SQL Server and extract some columns to create view tables. As you can see on the screen, there are two tables. One is case table and the other one is nested table. Secondly, I created a mining structure in Visual Studio and generated the graph as you can see. I connected both two view tables for association rule mining. After processing the association rule mining, I got the mining results and the dependency network graph, as you can see on the screen. These two results have high importance. The first one is 1.708, which means when senior project manager position exists, then the project manager would exist as well. The second is more important than the first one because its importance is 2.242, which means when the assistant accountant exists, then the accounts payable officer would exist as well. For these two results, we can find they are all belong to the relationship of superior and subordinate. For example, accounts payable officer may need assistant accountant to assist with some paperwork or do some bank statement transaction records. For the next part is the graph database. In this part, I will introduce how did we design the graph database, and then Kanghao Xu will introduce the Neo4j part. The main points of the graph database design is to make the queries easier to be answered. The node must have its own sub-values or relations, and the relations under the job node. There are some properties, for example, job ID, salary, and post date. These properties have a large range of possible values, such as salary. It would be changed over time. This is a relation. There is a relation between company and job, which is offer. For example, we usually would say any company offered any jobs in which city or state. Most of nodes only have one property, which is the name. A job title already has its own node and with its own properties. It may take up some extra space as a node rather than a property, but it can make the queries more clearly and easily to be answered. For the city and state nodes, we only create a relationship between job and city, and the state only have a relationship with city. If we connect the state with the job, it would make the whole data relationship too complicated.
My name is Kanghao Xu. I'm going to discuss about graph database queries with Saber code. After I create nodes, relation types, and we add the property keys for different nodes. Different nodes are marked with different colors. It is very convenient for us. Here is an example about the cities and the states. Limit 50 data. We can clearly see the relations between these cities and Victoria. If we want to look up all cities related to a state, the city and the state relationships we have built will help us get results immediately. And here is about the questions. When we're looking for a job, the job post date is very important. Use tables, we can find the job which post in period time. Here we can see we find the job which post between 16 April and 17 April in 2018. You may want to find the best suitable job for you. So you may have some keywords about the job. Here is an example about service. We can clearly see the service as a keyword in numbers. And this is the first numbers about this service. Here is the job ID. Here is its categories contain the surveys. Also, if you find the keywords about the location, we can change the surveys to Melbourne. Here, change here. And after that, we can find the job in Melbourne. This is a keyword trick meaning. But we can see when we find the city Melbourne, we might find the company name Melbourne. These jobs may not available in that state. So our group think about that questions and we write another queries to find the job in specific city. Here is an example. We can find all the jobs in Melbourne. And if you want to find a job in Melbourne in specific cities, this is very useful for you. And thank you for watching this all video.